Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today we're going to be working on the game a little bit more. I've been kind of taking a break there because I had some family in town, but we're going to be rocking and rolling. Also, I've been working on some YouTube videos, so if you guys haven't had a chance to see those videos yet, head on over to our YouTube at youtube.com/Elemental Legion, and you can start watching your own Unreal Engine tutorials over there. So I'm trying to make some, like a whole series, so that that'll help everybody understand how to make games a little bit better. In fact, I'll probably be making another episode tonight. So, okay. Today we're going to be working on fleshing out some of this AI stuff. We're going to get into the nuts and bolts and see if we can just make it a little bit smoother, make it work a little bit better, and might do a few things with the crosshair just to kind of like get like a hit marker when we make a hit on the enemy. So we're just going to do some stuff like that today. Nothing too crazy, but we got to get that nice and smooth, so let's work on that. We also have to make sure that the AI attacks us and chases us, so we got to set that up. Okay, first things first, I'm just waiting for this navigation to finish. There it goes. Okay, so we're going to go to enemies. There's enemies. Master enemy 2. Alright, I'm not sure why that looks like it's off center there, but whatever. Okay, so that's fine. I don't need that. Don't need that. Alright, so this is what we got so far. How in the hell did that spawn on top of that? Okay. Oh, that's a new one. We're gonna have to start doing like spawning rules. Make sure that they don't spawn in weird areas. Alright, let me double check some of their hit boxes. I feel like their hit boxes aren't working correctly. I'm just going to close all of those. Start fresh because I don't know what the hell is what. All right. I think this one's old. Coming from classic character. I don't think I'm using that one anymore, honestly. Yeah, that's old. Okay, so let's see. Attack target. We need to fix the main game mode. It's gonna be inside. Inside here. And we need to find out where we are spawning the actual event. Interlude. Where do I sync? Right here. Always spawn, ignore collisions. Okay. This is gonna be tricky. Why did that say? Why did that spawn on top of this? Get rid of these real quick. I don't need these in here anymore. But let me fix the skull too, because I've been meaning to fix that for a while. This comes from crate. Comes from master harvestable. All right, so here's what we need to do. Break this. There's a loot crate. Let's see. Get data table row name. If it's a loot crate, get the row table name, and then master item. As long as the item type is equal to, let's see, colony resource. Yeah, we should be good there. Okay, so we'll just say this, that. This loot crate, and then we'll say nope. Loot crate resource type. Let's try that. Yeah. No, we don't need that. Okay. All right, so now we should be able to take this entity here. I'm going to get rid of assigned icon. What is that? Harvestable. Skull. Where's that coming from? I'm gonna have to redo all these damn things. Right. Where in the hell is this coming from? Delete that. I'm trying to like fix something real quick with harvestable loot chests. I don't know. I'm probably gonna have to change all these freaking things anyways, to be honest with you, because I don't like how those work. Let's do. Harvestable. Well, let's see. If I make this a loot chest, is loot crate. Let's say is loot, or is. What's a good word for this? Is. I guess is loot crate is fine. For now. So if it's a loot crate and I place it in the world, it's gonna be under landscaping. Where did I put that under inventory? Yeah, okay. So I put that under inventory. Alright. So the loot crate box is loot crate, resource type, minerals. Resource type incoming. Okay. Okay, so if this one is the skull, let's open up this one. Let's open up this one. And this is the other one. Let's open up that one. I have to like redo like this whole like looting system. I'm just trying to think of the best way to do it here, that's all. So the master harvestable says we take the name that we're given. I don't know if I like that either. We should probably just take the loot crate only. So we could say select. And if we are set to let me think here. We're going to be set to a county resource. What's this other thing? Rarity, stackable, icon, item type. Yeah, so item type. But if we're already set to loot crate, then we already know that we're going to be one of those. So really, we don't even need that. All we need to do then is just say, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this. And just say, make this an item type, colony resource. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to do a loop. There's really no other way around it. Because we gotta get a random. County resource. I guess I could just make it a name. It's probably even faster, to be honest with you. Let me just do that. We'll just make this an array of names. Because like I already know, what I need to do. So we'll just say make it a local variable of an array of names. Give it 3 names, and it's going to be energy, minerals, or elementium. So it's one of those 3. Then we're going to pull a random name from that array, and then out of that random name, I will then get the row data information right here. So we don't even give a shit what name it is. There we go. That empty. Okay. We're going to choose a random name from an array that we're going to predetermine. And then we're going to plug that into here and say, get an item data from one of those 3 random ones. That should work. And then that way I don't even have to think about it anymore. All I have to do is just say, if this is set to loot crate for any reason, then we're just going to do all this stuff. That should work. That's if it's not an ISM, which it shouldn't be. And if it's not salvage, which it shouldn't be. Okay, so let me see here. So now, looking back at this one, okay, so these just break. That's the only difference. That's fine. Move these in here. Wow, take your sweet ass time. Good lord. It's probably because they're on different maps. So now it's gotta like figure out all those maps. Yeah, going through every map. Ugh. So if we get this fixed, then we should be able to have harvestable loot crates or like lootable objects. You know, like bones and shit or whatever we want. If we just want to like place things manually down in the world. And then I gotta make sure that the harvester recognizes them. So we'll check that in just a hot second. Once this is done updating. 10 years later. "10 years later." Good Lord. Yeah. Hurry up and wait, right? Hurry up and wait. Well, while we're waiting for that, we might as well get some other stuff set up and ready. Let's see what we got over here. What's up, Ghost? We're just getting things kicked off today, man. What's new, buddy? How's the game going, man? Anything big and exciting? Any new big updates? Oh, God. DLSS. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's always a chore and a half right there, my man. Good Lord. Well, at least you got it figured out. Or at least you think you got it figured out. It works great for now, and then you'll be like, oh, shit. Yeah, that's a tricky one, man. What are you trying to do exactly? Like, well, if you got it figured out, who cares, right? If it works, just move on. Yeah, settings are like another thing I should probably go over on like YouTube or something. Because people don't talk about that either, do they? They never talk about setting up correct settings. Yes. Yep. The reason for that is if you want anything, so if it's a native system, it's supposed to compile it from the engine folder into the project folder, but not always. And if you want to guarantee, it depends on how you set it up, and there's all these settings and stupid stuff everywhere. So if it was throwing an error, unknown error, yep, unpackaging, yeah, because it doesn't have it in the actual packaged folder. Yeah, yep. Indeed, sir. Indeed. Yeah, it's so stupid. It's so dumb. And you might want to think about turning off that new auto package quick bullshit that they added in Unreal. Because there's something in there that'll like bypass plugins as well. So if you have like a plugin that you're using, it just won't package it. So that's freaking awesome. That's a fun one. Took me a while to figure that one out. I think it's called like UBS or something, like Unreal Build State or something, I forget. But it's like some auto build system that they added, and it will automatically not package certain plugins to save you time. It's like, dude, I kind of need that for my game, you know? Okay. So we moved all those. I doubt this will work because I still have to set up the actual asset itself. Okay. That's pretty funny. So it switched to a random everything. All right, cool. All right, not what I wanted. So we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to do some magic here. What are we gonna do? So the static mesh. So I don't want PDA item, I guess. I don't know. This is gonna be a tricky one, man. harvest mesh. Let me think here. Okay, so right now what's happening is it's setting it to a random element, which is fine. But we only want that to be what element type it is. So I have to set a member for this structure, and that structure should be, we only want to update what? Depends on how I want to set this up, I guess. Primarily, we want to update the item type. Let's do that. The quantity can be random in range between, let's say, 5 and 50. I don't even know if that's going to work, because if we change this around, it might not work at all. Actually, no, it should probably be... I could convert that to health, I guess. Okay, so if we take this now and we break that, I get the quantity, change that to a float, set that as our max health, set that as our current health. Okay. The quantity is going to be random between 5 and 50. And then I need to do... So all we're going to change is the item type and then the quantity, which is the health. That should work. Let me try that real quick. That's kind of like a loophole, but let's see if it works. I'm trying to prevent having to do any work is what I'm doing. So I'm making everything like automated and random. Okay, so now they state as their crates. Alright, so now all I should have to do is just set up my harvesting tool to use it appropriately. So let me change that now. So that's going to be... Let's see here. This is a skull. For the tag harvestable and loot. So loot, I gotta remember loot. 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 Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna actually get rid of this one. Come over it. Okay, there we go. Okay, now this one is also a special harvestable. So let's see, if we have this set to, what is this assigned bullshit? Like, why is that assigned icon? Where's that coming from? Coming directly from Master Harvestable, assigned icon. I do not give a shit about assigned icon. Stop. See, this is the problem about like updating old stuff is like you have to kind of like go through your old notes and be like, what was I doing? What was going on here? The assigned icon should be assigned when the item actually gets created. So let's just take a look at that. Get item data. Yeah, so like right away, like we're actually setting everything up according to what it's supposed to be. So let's say we're gonna pick let's see here, max stack size, that's the same as the quantity. Oh, no, max stack size is always just gonna be like 1, it doesn't matter. Or whatever, 999. It is stackable. Loot rarity should always be common, I believe. Shit. I guess that's gonna have to come from here as well because I don't know what it's gonna have. Oh my god, we're just gonna have to bring everything in, I guess. Total pain in the ass. So bring over the display name of whatever we look up. Bring over the item type. Bring over the description. Bring over the icon. Bring over the rarity. Bring over the stacked amount. Bring over the quantity. The quantity is going to be random. Max stack size is the same. Sound effects the same. Durability is the same. PDA items the same. Equip slots the same. PDA item actually is going to probably not be the same. Let's see if that changes the mesh here. I think it does. Yeah, it does. Okay, so for PDA item, what we have to do is say, leave that alone. Get PDA item asset mesh. Okay, I see what's going on here. So if this is a loot crate, we're just gonna not move the mesh because the mesh is going to be separate already. But you know what I could do is I could make an enum that would determine what kind of static mesh we use. Trying to think of like the best way to make maps. Well, I mean, if we make these random, like if these are going to be randomly generated, which I kind of want to do instead of placing them manually all the time, we could say make the PDA item these are just going to be manuals, I think. Like these, I kind of have to set these manual. I don't know. I'm trying to think, man, because like if I do automatic looting systems. I could say if it's null. Set this to null default. Alright, so if the item type is null, then that means we clearly do not have an item type set up. So I could say I don't like that either. Maybe I'll just make like a list. Maybe that's easier. Make a list, and if I don't set it, then pick a random. If I do set it, then just make it whatever I set it to. That might be better. All right, let's try that. That way I'm only dealing with one master item. I don't have to deal with like 10 things. All right, so which one's the master item? That's the problem. I guess it's just a master harvestable. So we'd say master harvestable is loot, and then pick a random type. I think that could work. All right, let's try this. Let's do right click, blueprint enum. We're gonna call this e underscore loot. Loot crate type. Loot resource type, I guess. We'll say none. Owns. Minerals. Energy. Elementium. These are going to have to be specific, aren't they? So it's going to be like bones. Yeah. Okay, so these are going to be like actual asset appearance types, I guess. So we'll say bones. Salvage. Exotic. Pile. Okay. So what we can say now is we can say if this is equal to none, and set this, make array. Can I make this an array? Random array. There we go. Okay. So if we are loot, we check to see if we have a type. If we do not, then we get a random type. Otherwise, we're good to go. We don't have to change this. We go to the next set. And then once this is done, the PDA item is going to be a select. Oh shit, hold on. I'm going to have to hit asset match. set the item asset mesh. Select. If this is true, we're going to set it to whatever. If it's false, then we're just going to set it to whatever this one is. So if we already have a the correct item, then we just want to pass the data through like normal. And then push that into there. And then if it is true, and this is indeed set to none, that means we picked a random thing, so therefore we have to say select. This can be a static mesh. If it's set to bones, it's going to be a skull. Call 1, 2, or 3. If it's salvage, it's going to be a random salvage piece. Salvage 7. It's good enough. And if it's exotic, then that means we're probably going to be like a weird resource. This is tricky. See, if it's exotic, I can't really change a static mesh. We have to use a different blueprint. So I could say take blue energy. Okay. Set particle. Okay, so we could say if it's on system attached. What is this thing called? Full effect 1. Okay, so we could say if it's exotic, we don't do anything. If it's a resource pile, we'll do this. Random. Make array. This will be pile 1, 2, whatever. Pile 3. Okay. And then if this is exotic, then we will maintain whatever mesh we had before. Crazy. Is this equal to exotic? If it is, gonna do something random for now. All right, so that should work. Oh, you know what I do need to do though? I need to set this is tricky. We need to add a collision box. Otherwise we can't hit an invisible particle effect. Maybe I can just do this. There we go. Sphere. Sphere. Okay, so we could say, how big is this? Yeah, perfect. Okay, so we could say blank sphere. Harvestable. Paths. All right, let's try that. All right, exotic. Sphere. And we're going to give blank sphere a null material, which means invisible. So it has collision, but it's invisible. Okay, so if this works correctly, let's just walk through the line here. So if we're a loot crate, if we're set to none, then we make this random. If not, then we plug it in with one of these random names here. This determines what kind of random resource we're going to be. If we are set to, you know, I might make this a selection node actually. Let's see, minerals and aluminium. I'll just make it random for now. And then, okay, so we come through here, and then we say, set our PDA asset for our static mesh to be if true, and this is none, then make it random of any of these collections. And that if it's exotic, it'll be blank sphere. If false, just make it whatever the PDA item is set to originally. Because we already have that data in the system. So basically, I gotta go to my master items now. Master items, there it is, master item. Okay, so master item, and now we're gonna go to all the way down here. We're gonna make one called energy node. This is gonna be energy, which is a colony resource. Rare energy node. Loot rarity, rare. Whatever. Sound effect doesn't matter. Alright, so PDA items. So here's where we get a little crazy. Alright, so I gotta make a PDA item now. An energy node. And this needs to be blank sphere. That should be the only one I have to do, is just blank sphere. And then what we can do is, going back to this, we can now say if true, exotic becomes blank sphere, whatever, because we're random. If false, we just carry this through. That's fine. It's predestined, so we already know it's supposed to be a blank sphere. Maybe I'll just do this. Maybe I'll just say, no matter what, make this random. Then I don't have to deal with the PDA asset at all. Let's try that. PDA item asset. Ah, this has to be set though if it's random still. Because I have to know whether or not this was set to null. So if it is true, then we use this. If it's not true, oh my God. Go back, go back, go back, go back. All right, good Lord. All right, so this needs to be set to a local variable. PDA mesh. You need to set the PDA mesh. Static mesh object reference output and PDA master item object reference input. What the fuck is going on? I gotta update this PDA mesh, and it's not letting me update it. I guess I can do it this way. I don't freaking know. I don't know. We'll see if it works or not. I have no freaking clue. It's one or the other, but I can't remember. Let's do this, and then this gets set to whatever this is. If true and this is null, then we pick a random. If false, then we just do whatever this is set to originally. The only problem though is now I need to make a stupid data asset for the other stuff then. If I do it manually. Is loot crate resource type? No. I could just say random. Okay, so now what I can do is if I make this random, so I say like take the skull, make this random, set this to bones. Actually, I don't even want to do these, do I? Let's get rid of all these. I want to do landscaping, harvest Harvestable, master harvestable. So I'll put a master harvestable in here and I'll say it's a loot crate. It's a resource type energy and it is random. Exotic. Whatever. See what that does. I think I just accidentally deleted something, but whatever. The hell? Oh, I never touched Alt L, so I don't know why that shut off my landscape, but sure, whatever. Item data incoming. Set visual match. We should be setting that before. Okay, turn on loot crate and make it resource type incoming. Make it energy. Oh god. I'm like so deep in on this like harvesting stuff. It's so sticky right now, dude. It's so sticky. Like I kind of just want to blow it all up and start over. I'm getting to that point, you know what I mean? But I'm trying to just push through it here. Because I took like a lot of old systems and I try to like revamp them and it's just like, should have just started over. But I'm in too deep now. And it's complicated. It's like very complicated because there's so many different circumstances. In order to like, things have to be adaptable to whether I place them manually. If I place them with a paintbrush, it has to know, you know, if I'm placing it as a static mesh, it has to know if it's being randomly placed by the computer when the server starts. So there's like all these different variables you have to think about. All right, so the first things first is, are we a loot crate? If we're not, we just bypass this whole thing. If we're a loot crate, then we say, what kind are we? If we're set to none, we just set this to random. Set random, select type if none. That's all that does. We get some more space here because it's getting like really congested. Then we say pick a random resource type. So if we're doing that, that's only if this equals none though. If false, okay, yeah, I see, because that's just the loot type. Is it going to be bone, salvage, exotic, or resource pile? And then we pick a random resource type. Is it going to be energy, minerals, or aluminium? And then we say, so set all this shit, and then we set our static mesh. If it's a random mesh, I think I'm just going to make it random, man. I don't even know if I'm going to want to place them manually anymore. It's a random mesh. Auto-generated. Let's do this. Let's just say auto-generated is automatic. So that's just default true. So if it's auto-generated, then we just set the static mesh to this. Which is random skull, random salvage, random pile, based on whatever item we pick. If it's set to false, then we just bring in whatever our PDA item static mesh is. And we're going to make it that. That. Alright, so no matter what, we just set this like this. Okay. So it's either going to have something already or it's not. Now, this PDA item should be coming from whatever this master item is. So when I select energy, minerals, or aluminium, it's going to pull one of those three up. Oh, interesting. Hold on. Yeah, I can't, let's see. Okay, we're not going to do this. We are always going to force this to be whatever these are. This is the easiest way to do it. And then we're just going to force this to be set to whatever we want. So if it's none, it's random. If I select it, it's true. End of story. And we don't even need auto-generated anymore. Okay. Sorry, this is really complicated. Even for me right now, I'm like all over the place. All right, so if we have this right here, then all I have to do is I can just say loot resource type. Okay. So we're gonna say, is it a loot crate? Yes. File and save that. Okay, if it is a loot crate, what type of resource is it? We're gonna choose bones. Okay. So now we could probably put this in the construct script as well. All right, we're getting there. I've been meaning to fix all this stuff, and it's just like, ugh. Okay. Then if this is set to exotic, then we'll choose a different particle type. That's different. We'll have to spawn that system attached. Yeah, we're just gonna have to go with that. Okay. Attach to that component. And that's if we are indeed a particle, which is an exotic energy type. All right, so now this should freaking work, I hope. And let's just put this in construct as well, so we can actually see it in the map. Okay, so this is a loot crate. Set the bones. That's all I should have to do is loot crate, bones, done. Okay, I guess construct's not gonna work, so shut that off for now. So we should see a skull there. And instead of a skull, we got nothing. Okay. We're gonna have to fuck around with this. So, I gotta change the PDA item, and it's not letting me change the PDA item. It's pissing me off. It's right here. This is wrong. PDA item. Son of a fucking bitch. How do I get this? How do I get this back in? I'm setting the asset inside the PDA item. Shouldn't even have to cast like that, but whatever. Okay, it did work. I did get a random skull that time. Alright. That means I can get away with just doing this then. Do that. Alright, let's take a look. So, if we got it set to a skull, so we should get like different skulls each time, or like random skulls. Yeah, so we got like a random skull again. That's good. Okay. Now if I set that to this. I set that to salvage. Let's change this real quick. We gotta do like a mini version now. Let's see. So we got to do. I need this. I need this. Vent. Rid of you. If true. If this is false. There we go. All right, cool. So basically this will always pick some random item now. I don't have to worry about anything. Just place it wherever I want. And then it's as long as it's set to a loot crate. And then I can choose this to a bone, and it will automatically update to a random skull. And then if I choose, I can choose what kind of energy type I want if I really want to, but that'll be random. This is just for visual purposes. I can also set up this where I could say variable random mesh question mark instance editable. Okay, and I can turn this random mesh on or off. And then what we can do is later down the road, where was that? Right down here. Yeah, item data. Yeah, we can say God damn it, man. True, do that. If false, just use what we already have. Oh my god. This is a feisty little one tonight. Okay, fine. Fine, fine, fine. We will do this the difficult way. True, do that. If false, bypass. Actually, you know what? I don't want to even do it there. Screw that. Well, I have to, because if we ignore the static mesh on the early... Oh my god, so annoying. All right, maybe we'll just do it on the back side on the visual update. So we'll just say set a visual update right here. If it equals salvage, true. If not, go here. If this equals use random mesh, do this. If not, do nothing. All right, let's try that. Good lord. All right. Okay, so random mesh is turned off, which means it's going to pick whatever mesh it has. So if I pick this, and now I turn this off, it will not update every time I move it. So in essence, what I can do is I can set this manually. So like if I go in here and I set this static mesh to like a freaking cube, and now I hit play, it should maintain as a cube in the game. So I can do custom assets. Yeah, okay, so we can do like custom assets manually if we want now. I'm pretty much giving myself every type of option available. And then if I turn random mesh back on, it will just use whatever I set it to for my structures. So like bones, salvage pieces, whatever. Exotic. Exotic's a tricky one. It doesn't really do anything, but let's see if it updates the particle effect. Yeah, it did. Cool. All right. So now it knows like, hey, this is a particle. This is supposed to be different. Yeah, perfect. Let me see if it chooses fire too, because it's supposed to pick between that or fire. Yep, it works. Cool. All right, so that is working. So that's pretty cool. And for now, we're just gonna say exotic. Where is the next section? That is, yeah, item data right here. Spawn attached, random particle effect. Let's just make 2 different types right now. Let's do like a red one, just so we have something different. Okay, so it's either going to be a red one. Whoops. Either going to be a red one or a blue one. And now we got to set it up so we can actually harvest this correctly. So the let's see here, the mesh. By default is pass. That's technically fine. Harvesting set to block. Harvestable. Alright, so I'm going to my main character. Okay. Does it have any of these tags? Okay, so since we're using the tag system, this is for ISMs. If it's not valid, then we're going straight to a master harvestable hit. Damaged actor. Harvesting node. There's our harvestable. Alright, so I don't have it set up for those yet, but let's try the other one. My line trace should hit and say none of those are valid. And say, is this valid? It's my trace logic. It has to say harvestable pass or harvestable, which it should be harvestable pass. So let's watch this logic real quick and see what it's doing in the background. Okay, so it says that we harvested it. Okay. But it didn't lock on with the early detection system, so that is coming from the character's line trace then. Okay, so I need to say character's line trace, that comes from the character. Essentially, we're using two line traces. There's one that we piggyback off of the main character at all times, and if we do get a hit, then we only use the other trace to confirm whether or not we should be hitting something and harvesting or not, and then it goes to the server, blah, blah, blah. Alright. What do we got over here? We've got... Where is my line trace? There it is. Okay. Crosshair logic. All right. So we're going to say if we're in commander mode, which we are, is the utility in fact? Yes. Are we using utility? Main game mode. Do a line trace for objects. We're looking for harvestable past or harvestable. If hit, so this is a valid harvestable node. Da 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 da. Okay, does it have a pool socket? Let's watch this one real quick. Okay, so this says, all right, so it is hitting it. It's saying that it is hitting a component. It's saying that it can't find a pool resource socket. And it's saying it can't find a standard socket. So, basically, we need to change, we gotta have another thing in there that says, does it have a loot? Does it have a loot socket? So I can say standard socket. Does it have a socket called loot? Now we gotta make sure that all these bastards have appropriate things here. The first one is we got piles, which is salvage. We have salvage, which is salvage. We have skulls, which I guess we could just say is salvage. Or we could say elementium for that. I don't know. Loot. We could just say loot, and then loot can be random. It's just a validator to make sure that we have a way to actually see it. Common advice to think of: I ultimately don't want a publisher, but it's my first game and don't have following, so at the moment, yeah, it's publishers are a great help for getting traffic. Yeah, you got 30% of the game done. I have talked to publishers. Some will absolutely not even get back to you, like they could care less, and that's fine. And others will actually like take the time to like communicate with you and be like, oh, you know, it looks good, maybe not now, you know, try back later if you have this or that. So some are nice, some are assholes. It's just like anything else. And some just completely don't think you exist. They just don't care until you're already successful. So long story short, you want to have a playable demo at least, and you want to make sure that your demo can demo the beginning portion, the middle portion, and hopefully the end portion of just any setting. So like, let's say you have a level complete, and that level has some hard monsters, it's got some keys you can find to open up special doors, it's got a boss, it's got some loot you can get, you can level up a little bit, so it has like a little bit of everything to like experience in the game. Like 1 or 2 levels, that's good. You just gotta basically demo it to someone because you're ultimately trying to get their faith, you know? Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, so a publisher, you don't need a publisher. A publisher is used if you need money, if you need funding, or if you need attention, really. Because if you get hooked up with a publisher, you're basically, so the way it works usually is they will like audit your game and say, okay, like I think just literally have no following, join the party. I mean, look at me. We're sitting here with like 8 people watching. Like, yeah, I have 0 following. But then to be fair, I haven't done any advertising. So like, you got to be careful with the advertising. Like if I started doing advertising, this thing would probably start blowing up. But I don't want to do that yet, because once you do that, people expect it to be ready, right? And then you're going to be like under the gun and really stressed out. And then, have you ever like dumped a bunch of gasoline on a fire before? Like, I think we all have as kids and shit, like goofing around with bonfires and stuff. Like, you know what happens, right? Like, it just, you get a huge flame and then the fire's out. It's just dead because you didn't have any proper wood. You didn't have any kindling or anything. So it's the same thing with like a game, really. Like, you can get all this attention, but if the game's not good or it's not ready yet, people will just kind of be like, whatever. And they'll just like fuck off and go play something else. Yeah. You got a good scar. Yeah, same here. The good old pyro days, right? Yeah, so like you kind of have to make sure that you're ready to accept traffic before you want to, like, advertising should be the absolute last possible thing. And it's going to be hard psychologically. Trust me, I go through the same problem where it's like nobody gives a shit about this. Like, I'm wasting my life, right? Like, you're going to keep telling yourself that. And it's a lie. It's a lie. It's like, it's basically an illusion. Because the funny thing is, once your game is in a workable state and you've put all the time and work into it, now you've just gotten started, sadly. Because you have to start pushing it and getting it out there and start advertising it. But really, it will just sell itself at that point. Because if it's like a good game, you have nothing to worry about. Like, people will start talking about it, they'll buy it, they'll play it, you'll start making some money, advertisement will start kicking up. Just don't fall for the advertiser scams that I see out there a lot, where they're like, give us some keys so we can play your game, and then we'll write an article about it. They're all junk. It's all garbage. Like, when I released my game on Steam, I literally got I think like 100 emails that day from like, hey, this is Zimbabwe, you know, whatever the fuck, from wherever, and like my team, we specialize in indie games, and you know, we would love to get like 20 of your keys so we can all play the game and write a good article about it. And it's just like, it's just garbage. It's all horse shit. It's complete horse shit. So don't fall for that. No one needs your keys. What they do with that is they keep those keys, and then if your game is successful, they then sell those keys later to make a profit. And it's like 50 spam emails that will all hit you asking for 20 keys. So you'll give all these keys out, and they'll get like 600 keys, and then they'll pool them together, and then they'll just keep them right over here. And then if the game does well, they make tons of money. If not, they didn't lose anything. So it's a scam. So try to stay away from all that shit. Because that will happen, because they know who drops new games, who's in alpha, what's a new release, and they have spam like robots that will basically call you, text you, try to email you. It's all bullshit. Discord messages up the ass. So just be ready for that too. Yeah, it's all bullshit. Yeah, exactly. The Arabian Prince crap. Yeah, exactly. It's all crap. So just make sure you just ignore everyone, because no one gives a shit about your game. That's the reality, right? Like, no one gives a flying fuck about your game. No one cares about my fucking game. Nobody cares. So that's the truth. There may be some people that are interested, but it's far to none. And you'll also get scams from people who claim they're streamers. They have the same names. They have the same YouTube kind of thing. But if you look at it up, it's like all fake. So like, yeah, I've seen every scam possible. Nobody cares about your game. And just remember that. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying it to be honest. Like, nobody cares about my game either. So that will keep you straight arrow, so that you're not gonna like veer into a scam, because there's so many people out there that'll just try to take advantage of you. It's such bullshit. If someone's legitimate, they'll have proper credentials, normal emails, a fully flushed out website, no bullshit. You can talk to them on Discord. They speak English, right? Like, it's gonna be like normal. Like 99% of what you're going to experience is bullshit. Now, that's not to say there isn't real like people out there that would want to help you and this and that, but generally speaking, no one gives a shit. I mean, I've been streaming for like 4 years, and I've had people come in here and be like, oh, what are you working on? You're new to the community, huh? It's like, no, I've been doing this for like fucking 4 years. I stream like almost every day, man. Where have you been? So, you know, and then like I've also had some people that will like, I've noticed this too, like they'll raid me with like, and I've never heard of them before, and they'll raid me with like 80 people, and they'll be like, oh yeah, this looks great, blah blah blah, check out my game, right? And then like you check them out, and it's like, oh, okay, and that 80 people that just raided me, nobody talks, no one says a word, and all of a sudden it just goes back to where it was before. Oh, isn't that interesting? Because it's a scam. What they do is they basically, they just raid you with bots. And bots are so easy on Twitch. It's total fucking madness, dude. Like, if we wanted to fake it, we could. Trust me. Like, I know most people in this channel, not this channel, but like in this category, most people in this category are hackers. They're cheaters. They're just botters. Like, if you watch those other people, like, they're sitting there, it's boring as fuck, bro. Like, you do not have 350 people sitting here, like, watching you code. Trust me. Like, you are botting. So yeah, there's like a lot of botters out there. So I like, whatever. It is what it is. The joke's on them, because it doesn't really matter. Like, I get genuine people that come in, and you know, if they're real, they join Discord, and eventually we talk and this and that. But it is what it is. Like, we're just having fun doing our thing. But once you start getting serious, I would recommend starting doing like YouTube videos. That's what I'm starting to do. Like, I just started releasing some content for YouTube tutorials, finally. YouTube tutorials for Unreal Engine. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Yeah, so, like, I've just been doing, like, I just started right here. So, I've got content. Yeah, so I just dropped these two just recently. So, Introduction to Game Theory and then Pipelines. So, this is going to be a whole series. And it's going to be like a whole series, like a bunch of videos. They're like 30 minutes a pop. And, you know, we'll see how it goes. But it'll probably get like 5 views. Yeah, you're here because it keeps you motivated? I know. Well, we can all be depressed and motivated at the same time. Yeah, it's brutal, man. It's brutal. But you know what, though? You have to remember This is the one thing I tell myself. Like, you have to remember, you're in an industry where all it takes is a soft fart and you're on fire. You're like a millionaire, like that fast, that literally that fast, right? Like you're just a fucking millionaire. Because like, if one streamer, and we know a few that are legitimate streamers. I do have a few that follow me on Twitter, and I've talked with them and stuff. Like Esfin is one of them, and I won't say the other ones. But anyways, long story short, you get one small little fart in the right direction. They play your game. They talk about you once. That's like 3,000 people, you know, that all of a sudden buy your game. And then those 3,000 people have friends lists. And then those people start buying the game, if it's good enough. So yeah, you're like a millionaire in like a month. So you got to remember this industry goes from 0 to 1 million. So you have to really stay focused. Don't worry about the fact that nobody watches you or nobody listens to you or nobody cares. You can make a lot of noise on your own. For me personally, I'm going to start doing more YouTube tutorials for the Unreal Engine in general, and I'm going to start doing dev diaries probably, because I haven't done any advertising for this game, so I'll probably start talking about it, but I don't want to even start talking about it, because remember, I'm already live on Steam. So the worst case scenario for me is I start doing a devlog and people start buying the game and they're like, this isn't even the same game, right? Because it's the older version, I haven't updated it yet. So it's like, I'm going to wait until this is multiplayer working, and then I'll start making videos and be like, okay, here we go, you know. Yeah, totally, yeah. So we'll see. But I'll tell you what, man, like, I'm burnt the fuck out, bro. I'm so burnt out, and I second guess this decision every fucking day. Like, I absolutely love doing game design. I love it. I absolutely love it. But, like, it's kind of like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, right? Because it's like no one's going to hire me. Like, no studio is going to hire me. They're going to be like, well, we don't care. What's your latest AAA, you know, game that you released? What studio did you work for before this? And unless you have that experience under your belt, most of them are going to say, piss off. So, it's brutal. It's brutal, man. Have a backup plan. Be smart, you know, financially, have a backup plan. If everything goes tits up and you don't make any money from this, which is very possible, then you got to think about doing something else, you know? So, just go with the flow, try your best, try to stay motivated, and try to get at least one thing done every day, at least, you know? Just keep smashing it out. At the very least, you'll have a bunch of good assets to sell, right? Yeah, I don't know. I'm in a funky state myself right now. I'm like really tired. Twitch much because I have family in town. We're just kind of like hanging and this and that, and I've also been working on YouTube, so like that's the only reason I haven't been on Twitch in the past like week. I've kind of been on and off, but yeah, it's tough, man. It's hard. And Twitch is hard too, man, because it's like I'll be up here dancing around like a lunatic for 8 hours and nobody gives a shit, right? Fucking nose itch, bro. I gotta like trim my hair and my nose, man. Fucking hell. Yeah. Yeah, the burnout's insane. Yeah, it comes in phases. I totally agree. And the problem is it can start a chain reaction, right? So you'll be like, I'm just going to take the day off. And then you're like, you know what? I'm going to take the next day off. And then it's like, oh, shit. So yeah, it's tough. Yeah. It's when I like stream and try to dev on Twitch, I'm way slower and less productive. But when I'm like by myself, I can move at like lightning speed because I'm not like engaged with anyone. But the trade-off though is you're not as honest, right? Like you're not going to be as honest with yourself unless you're streaming. Because if you're streaming, you maintain the task. You know what I mean? Whereas like if I'm not streaming, I'm just like, oh, I'm just going to do this. Oh, I'm just going to get sidetracked over here. So it's easier to get sidetracked, I think, when you're by yourself. But when you're streaming, it kind of keeps you honest. So streaming's good, even if no one's watching. Like if nobody's watching, it's gonna be in your brain, right? And it's gonna like keep you on task. So, you know, it is what it is. But that's another little trick that I've learned. That's one of the main reasons why I stream. I mean, I meet a lot of nice people too, but And I like helping people out. I'm totally fine with, like, I wouldn't be on here if I didn't want to socialize a little bit, but you know, it just kind of helps you stay motivated or keep going a little bit. Have somebody to bounce off of a little bit, you know. But yeah, it's rough, man. I think getting back to your publisher thing though, so full disclosure, I've talked to a publisher before. They were super nice. They respectfully said it wasn't in the right genre for them. So I think you really have to make sure that it's like on brand with the publisher's type of brand. Like I wouldn't go to like a company that like manages My Little Pony and try to sell them like a Duke Nukem game. You know what I mean? So I would make sure you stay within their brand at least. Sockets. All right, so the problem is sockets. So what's going on here is we're setting all this junk up. I have to set these static meshes to have the correct sockets. So skull. Let's open all these up real fast. Yeah. Weird game. Don't spoil. You won't spoil it. Okay, cool. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I mean, you know, go nuts. Go crazy, bro. Just get it done, man. That's one of the best things you can do. Just get it done. All right, so we're gonna add. I don't care. I'm just gonna add. Well, I'll make this loot. So that's loot. 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 And then we're gonna go to other ones, which are gonna be, where is that? Oh, salvage pieces. What did I set these to? Salvage? Salvage. Okay, so those are set to salvage. All right, that's fine. And then, okay, maybe I'll change the bones to aluminium then. I don't know. I changed my systems like 1,000 times, man. I swear. What are piles set to? Salvage? Salvage, yeah. Okay, so what we have to do then is we got to go to our bones, probably. Open up view. We're just going to keep this really simple for now. We're going to change all these to Elementium. Oh, shit. Just thought of something. I gotta change all of these collisions as well. Harvestable, block all, fine, whatever. Skull 2. Custom. What's going on, Navatox? What's shaking, dude? Welcome back. How's life over there? Hopefully everything's going nice and smooth for you. We are just kind of chilling, trying to update some harvestable stuff. It's kind of been leaning all over my head for a while, so I figured I would try to fix some stuff right now. It's just some nitty gritty, and then we're gonna try to do some AI crap. What's new with you? Oh, your name literally changed in front of my face. Now it says with Tox. Okay. Yeah, your name changed like right in front of my face. I don't know why that happens. And then like my other chat on my other screen says Navatox. So I don't know which name it is. I have no idea. I'm guessing you changed your name at one point and Twitch is like, yeah, we're just going to show you both names. All right. Those should be fixed. Let's just double check. We're going to set this to bones. And now I'm going to increase the size of all of these bones. Yeah, you know what? Let's make this a little bit bigger. Why not? Yeah, let's do that. We're going to bake that in. Sayonara. Your name on my other screen, which is just like a normal private browser, it just says your name is Navatox, Navatox. And then on my main screen, it says that your name is with Tox. Yeah, see, this is what my other ones. Yeah, you see, it just changed. It just changed. Literally just changed right before our eyes. Yeah. Yeah, that is weird. Yeah, it just changed again when you said that. Yeah. I don't know. Which one is it supposed to be? Is it Nava? Or is it supposed to be with Tox, or just like Tox? I've noticed that a lot. It's supposed to be Navatox. Yeah, look, see, it says that. Type something live in chat, and you watch your name on my screen. Watch what happens. You see that? It just changed your text. See now? Look at the text change. What the fuck? Like what he typed changed. What did you type? I don't understand. Like, I've noticed this a lot lately. Like, do I have like a... Maybe I have like a web browser that's like translating or something. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Hold on, let me a little double check here. I might have something turned on. Automatic. Let's say, so it's supposed to automatically translate, but it looks like it's like acting up. I do have a translator turned on, so let me try to turn that off. Let's see. Auto translate off. Is it still on? Manage extensions. I don't want to remove it. Just turn it off. There we go. All right, I'll turn it off. We'll see if that helps. Yeah, I'm like, what is going on? We'll try again. We'll see if you come up like normal now. I might have to like redo my browser. Yeah, it's got to be a browser thing, dude. Because like, I've noticed that happen a lot. Yeah, nothing changed with what you said there. Let me yeah, see, now your name is normal. No, it's still changed. What the hell? Yeah, let me reopen the browser. Hold on. Let's do this. I'll just redo my whole browser's system. Hang on one second. We're probably going to get spammed with YouTube all over the place when I do this, but I don't really care. Fuck it. Close this. Let me open this again. Okay, let's see. I got like Dune videos everywhere and all sorts of shit. I don't even know. what's in my YouTube list here. All right, so let's go back to Twitch. I can't even. Well, I got chat up here, but I don't have it on my main computer. So hold on. Okay, pop out chat. Yes, please. There we go. All right, we are back. Okay. All right, we'll see how it goes from now. That was really weird. I don't know. Yeah, it says Navatox now. Yeah. Okay, I think I think we're good now. Yeah. I thought I was going crazy because like people's names were changing all the time and like things were. I'm like, what is going on? You know? Yeah. Okay, I think I think we're back to normal now. Good lord. Yeah, I have an auto translator on. Mainly it's because of X. Like when you're on Twitter, I want it to auto translate everything for me if I'm on Twitter, so I can just like read everything. I'm like big into like keeping up with like geopolitics and like the wars and stuff. So I like kind of just like reading everything. I know. Then you like change it to that. I'd be like, you son of a bitch. You can't do it until like every 3 months. So I don't know if you want to risk it. All right, so we've got some skulls here. Those look good. Let's see what happens. Hit play. Let's see if it's harvestable. Yeah, that was crazy. I was wondering what was going on. It's got to be that. Yeah. Okay, so now you see that it says it's harvestable. We can harvest it, I think. Yeah, there we go. And we got minerals. Perfect. That's what we're supposed to get. All right, let's try it again. And let's see what we get this time. It should be random every time. Okay, that one didn't work. I'll have to figure out what the hell happened with that one. That was kind of weird. Why would it do that? It's just a skull. How is it so small? I don't know, that's weird. Anyways, whatever. Alright, I just wanted to get some of those started, so those are better. Let's try to get this enemy AI to just do what it's supposed to do, because that part's driving me crazy too. Oh, and these stupid crates. I forgot about the crates, dude. Event destroyed, spawn actor. Well, what we could do here is we could say when the server starts, that's going to pull from a data table. But yeah, what's new with you, Nava? Anything big and exciting? We were just talking earlier about the burnout phase, how it's so hard to like maintain, especially when you're by yourself, you know. POIs. No, that's wrong. Let's do master, not missions. Levels? Oh, those are actual levels. Okay. Colony map. Here we go. All right. Okay, so what's this right here? There's my data asset. I've got POI assets. Enemy camp 1. And then what I could do is I'm gonna have to set up I'll have to set up something for, let's see, main game mode. Get map data, all players, main masteries, set difficulty, set missions, set up goals, set loot randomizer, set up starting resources. Okay, so this is like the literal start of the resources, and then set up native loot. Here we go. This gets the current map PDA, it finds the native assets, which is a type and a number, which then finds native assets from the data table. So we can make another one of these and call this loot resource. Fuck. Native asset class. You know what's rough too? As you get more and more deep into your game, it's like everything's so like deep. You know, like it's so much work to maneuver just a little bit, and you feel like it's hard to like make any progress. It's called asset category. Asset. Asset type, that's definitely not it, that's old. Asset category. Let's try to find that enum now. Nope, can't find it. Which means I'm gonna have to open up this. E-native asset. E-native asset. Okay, where are you located? Okay, there it is, got it. Good lord. How demotivated would it be to lose 50 to 100 followers per day? I only ask because I've you've thought about resurrecting my old 14-year-old Twitch channel, but my old views are WoW only. They'll just unfollow game dev 100%. Tough call. I mean, fuck them, man. I mean, who cares? It is what it is, dude. I mean, like, I lost a lot of followers probably when I switched because I used to do nothing but gameplay, and a lot of the people that are in my Discord are gamers, not devs. And dude, the real people who like you are gonna stick with you. I don't know how else to put it, you know. So okay, gotcha. It was like a co-stream thing, yeah. I mean, it depends. If you're not still engaged in that relationship and it is yours primarily, then yeah, go for it. Who cares? Just rebrand it. Just rebrand it and change the name and change the icon and update it and roll it out, baby. 2.0. Many humans are driving you mad? Dude, they're hard. They're fucking crazy. People like, oh, that metahuman looks good. Like, yeah, it fucking took like a month to figure out. Do you have 5.6 yet? Because they added a whole bunch of shit with 5.6. And you're absolutely correct. Everything does take hours. It's terrible. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. I know how to do it right. I could show you, and maybe I'll have to make a tutorial because I've been doing tutorials on YouTube now. So maybe that's something I'll have to write down. Oh god, we're gonna get bombed with like a million messages now. Hold on, like all my YouTube's just recycled. Stop! Hold on. It's like loading all my YouTube tutorials. I'm like trying to pause them all before they start blasting music and shit everywhere. Okay. So yeah, I just dropped this recently. tutorial series. So I got 2 in there right now. I'm probably gonna start doing more. So I'll write that down. I'll write down MetaHumans. That's actually a good one. Yeah, for 5.6. Yeah. Like the good stuff. Yep. Let's do UE MetaHuman setup. I mean, everyone's got a different setup, and I get that. And it took me ages to get mine set up, and mine's not perfect either. But you know, it is what it is. So yeah, just Elemental Legion. You can find me on there. Sprinkle some likes around there to try to help the bullshit algorithm, because you know they never show my stuff. If you don't bot on there, I guess you never get seen. So that's the problem with all these streaming services. It's like you can never compete against the people using like server farm botting. It's like, all right, well, I'll just sit in the background. Okay, loot resource. This is gonna have to be another one, so we're gonna go to native assets. Oh, this is gonna suck. I'm gonna have to incorporate this. Oh man, how am I gonna do this? If I do a loot resource and I make this a native asset, I guess what I could do is I could say, oh, this is tricky. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I hate shorts. I fucking hate shorts. Shorts for me are for advertising. I wouldn't like put like a super important tutorial in a fucking 10-second short that loops over and over by the way that you word it. I hate that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like you start the short and it's like, and that's how it works. So what we're going to do is we're going to da-da-da-da-da, blah, blah, blah. And that's how it works. So like they loop it. It's like, how dumb. Like, because they're trying to catch people who are dumb enough to not realize that they didn't loop it so they can get more views out of it. Oh my God, I'm living in fucking, like, dumbassville. Yeah. I hate shorts. I'm not making shorts. I don't fucking care. I will not make them. I'm not gonna do that. Here's what I do. And I've been raved about this already for my YouTube tutorials, because I made a whole bunch for Soul Mask. So the reason why people try to make things like short right now is because so many people talk about bullshit in their video. Make sure to give me a like, make sure to do this, make sure to do that, blah, 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 blah. Don't forget to subscribe, blah, 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 blah. And this is a word from our sponsor, and da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. And let me tell you about what happened with me and Johnny. Oh, then let me catch up all my viewers on this and that. It's like, I don't fucking care. Like, just get to the point. And then, like, half the tutorials you'll see on there are going to be like, so this is how you start a project. Like, that's not what I fucking looked up. I looked up XYZ, and you're on ABC. So, when I make a video, I give you no bullshit, right to the fucking point on how to do stuff. Like, that's it. If you don't like it, don't watch it. That's my point of view. And it's worked beautifully. Because when I did a bunch of videos for Soul Mask, the game Soul Mask, I got like literally like rave reviews. So where is it? There it is. Yeah, Soul Mask guides. So I did videos. So I did a bunch of these Soul Mask guides, and they're actually doing pretty good. They're not too bad. Like, this one's banging, 6,500 already. And people are commenting like crazy. Like, they absolutely love, I don't know why this isn't, there we go. Comments. Hello, YouTube, I don't care. There we go. Yeah, so like, you know, people get in and out. Best guide I've ever found on YouTube. Thanks for not breaking this up into a bunch of videos. Right? So many other guides made by people who clearly haven't beaten the game, blah, blah, blah. You know, like, there's a lot of, like, surprisingly well put together, easy to understand. Like, people love the way that I do those tutorials, so I'm basically just doing the same damn thing for Unreal Engine. Because like I don't want to like bait people. You know, like so much video is bait right now. It's so annoying, bro. Create medium. Abandoned camp. Small crate. That's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be like that. There we go. Yeah, it's just a bait and switch, bro. Yeah. And you know what? I respectfully disagree, Nava. I respectfully disagree. I used to think that too, but I think what it is people who want to learn will take the time to watch your video. They will. And if they don't like it, they'll fast forward through it, which is fine. I mean, that's what I do. If like someone has a really good video, I'll skip around. You know, I'm not going to listen to absolutely everything. I'll just skip around and I'll just do what I want, you know. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, Joe Rogan would say otherwise. Yeah. So I respectfully disagree with that. I think that people don't want to listen to shit that's not important is the real answer. And most of the shit out there is garbage. It's mostly garbage. So yeah, I stick to high quality, right to the point, no bullshit, no self-advertising, just here you go, a little bit of humor, a little bit of this, and get out of here. Go on, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like, come back later. So, like, I have no agenda. You know, it's like, whatever. It is what it is. So, I don't know. That's the way I see it, but... Alright, so how are we going to deal with this? Oh, God, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. The IQ is disastrous right now. Disastrous. Yep. Yeah, the attention span is fucking terrible. Like, absolute dog shit. I don't know what is going on in this world right now, but, like, are they putting something in the water? Like, people are just dumb as fucking bricks, man. I don't get it. Like, just basic common sense, and they're just like, I don't know. Like, they just believe the dumbest shit, and they're just, oh my god. Sheep on a whole new level, man. Just on a whole new level. Weak minds, bro. Alright, I don't think I can do it this way, because that's going to be a pain in the ass. I just found out there was a friend of mine that was just talking to me last night, because we play Dune at nighttime. You guys are welcome to join me on Dune if you want, by the way. We got a guild on there. But I was gaming with my buddies last night, and this guy was like, yeah, I was at this wedding, and I was talking to this one guy, blah, 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 whatever, you know, some relative on the other side. And he's like, oh, what do you do, blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, well, I make games for Roblox. And he's like, oh, I got a buddy who's working on a game, and, you know, this and that, and we were doing some stuff. He's like, what do you do? Like, how much do you make? He's like, bro, we were making like $40,000 a day. I'm like, what? What? Oh my god, I was in shock. $40,000 a day, bro. For Roblox. So, it kind of got me thinking. Like, maybe we need to switch gears a little bit. Yeah. I was like, Jesus. And then I heard from another friend the other night who was talking about how he has a friend. And I'll talk about Dune in a minute, but I was talking with Cat Food, and he's like, he's a friend of mine that lives up in Sweden, and he's like, yeah, blah blah blah. I got this buddy. He makes Ark Ark mods for, you know, Ark Survival Evolved or whatever the fuck the new one is, the scam that they came out with, and what's it called? Ark, yeah, Survival Ascended. And so he's like, yeah, I make or he makes like mods for it, like updates, whatever mods. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. He's like, yeah, he makes like $10,000 a day, or it's like some crazy shit. I'm like, what? And they take like 75% of your revenue too on the marketplace. I was like, oh man, dude. It's got me like thinking. I'm not gonna lie. because with my knowledge, being like a really good generalist at this point, I can navigate in and out of almost any type of project in the Unreal Engine. So it's got me really thinking, like, shit, are we doing something wrong? Like, should we do something like that just to make some fucking money? I don't know. I'm just so burnt out. Okay, so Dune. What do I think of Dune? I left a negative review. I thought it was total shit when it first started, which, to be fair, it was. But I started liking Dune more and more that I played it. So it's got some problems. They're addressing those problems. The devs are trying their best to make sure they accommodate people quickly. Fix the annoying things. We'll see. It's Funcom. I'm like, me and Funcom don't get along too well because they've burned me in the past with Conan. But long story short, we'll see what happens. You got to capture the viewer's attention, right? Yeah, in the beginning of the video. I mean, yes and no. I mean, it depends on your brand, Nava. You got to remember, everyone has a brand. Okay, so like I'm 40-something years old. Like my brand is, I'm not like trying to bring in like 12-year-olds and like 15-year-old kids that are like, oh, I want to watch a cool video. Like they're not going to give a shit about my videos. So I'm not going to try to appease them because that's not even worth my time, right? Now, if they're into education and they want to learn how to like actually do Unreal Engine, then they might be interested. But I don't give a flying fuck. You know what I mean? Like it's more for like a mature audience that's more into game design. They're serious. They're sick of the bullshit and they want to actually learn and do stuff. At least for the Unreal Engine tutorials that I have. Same with Soul Mask. Like when I did the Soul Mask videos, people are like very, they're like more serious gamers. Like they're not like the aloof in and outers. They're just kind of more serious. So I guess it depends on brand, man. I mean, I don't know. I would say it depends on brand. It depends on like who you're trying to go for, because you're not gonna get everyone to be happy, dude. Like there's always somebody who hates you. There's always someone who loves you. You're at, what do they say? The best you can possibly do is like 70% approval. You know what I mean? Forrest. Yeah. You know what I mean, Forrest. I don't think we have too many squeakers in our audience. I mean, sometimes we do, and that's fine. I mean, if you're mature and you're normal, I could care less what age somebody is. You know, like as long as they're normal and they're not going to be like obnoxious, you know, A, if I'm gaming with them, I don't care. But B, if they're like a fan and they're watching our content, like who cares? You know, like I don't give a shit. We're for a mature audience anyways, but it's supposed to be like mature education for the Unreal stuff. So if it's over their head, they can watch it again. If it's too boring, they can go watch someone else that's going to steer them down the wrong path, but have really good music. So yeah, some things get exciting later. I agree. Yeah, I mean, tutorials, I'm not looking to bang, fireworks all over the sky and like get your attention. I don't even have music on my tutorials. Like if you guys have seen what I've done with some of the Soul Mask videos, these are different. So like you'll see my format for these. Like these are more enough to kind of like slap you with some humor here and there. So you got a quick intro, get me out, little intro demo. So if anyone ever played this game, they would be like, how the fuck did he do that? If you don't know what the fuck's going on, you're not going to care. But it doesn't matter. So if you're already into Soul Mask, you'd be like, how did he do that? So that would get your attention. That's your attention sting right there. And then you have your intro, your title, and we're out. Hey, what's going on, guys? So right now we're actually going to talk about invasions and how to protect your base the right way. As you can see, we're about to get invaded. Right? Like we keep going, we keep moving. So it's not like super intense, but it's enough to like hold your attention and keep you going. And then I like put like humor in here. It's dangerous. It's this big bad lumberyard. It's going to cause so many problems. What's up, Agent? Come on, guys, let's go get that lumberyard. Yeah, so like I do like hilarious like AI spoofs and shit with like imagery of like medieval soldiers like attacking a lumberyard, because that's what happened in the game. I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? So like I try to like put humor in there and stuff, but that's for like tutorials that are more um like games and shit. Like who cares? Like you can kind of keep it funny and stuff and box along the way. But in terms of like my actual Unreal Engine tutorials, those have no music. It's just straight up, here you go, let's rock and roll. So, is what it is. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, could be. I don't know. We'll see. Or then again, we could be pulling from two different sources, two different brands. We'll see what happens. Um, I think generally speaking, like people just like content. Like if they like you, like I know that I've seen some YouTubers that do stuff that I'm not interested in, and I just ignore it. But if I see stuff that they make that I like, I'm gonna watch it. So it's better to have both, I think, because you're still getting extra views. And at the end of the day, all you really give a shit about with YouTube is more views, because the more views you get, the more commercial ad you get, the more ad revenue you get, which to me right now is 0. So, yeah. Yeah, if it was like 90%, yeah, 95% smaller, you'd own it. Yeah, I know. This is such a huge scale project that I'm doing. But we're close, man. That's the sad thing. Like, we're actually almost there. Like, I could just break off at this point. I could just break off my vehicles. We could just have vehicles, just drive around in vehicles all day and call it a day. Be like, there you go. Vehicle simulator. Let's see. Full screen. Is that going to work? It's going to be stupid. It's going to be stupid. That's what I figured. All right. Let's do full screen border. And we'll go like that. There we go. Yeah, like we finally got our vehicles working last week or so, so I'm happy about that. But like that took forever. What's new, Agent? What are you doing, man? Turn that back off. But yeah, getting back to Dune, I've been playing Dune like crazy, and I am having fun with it. I will say that it's not bad, but we need more people because we want to do more shit. Oh, that was interesting. I got a rare out of that. That's cool. You figured out your EQS problem? Nice, dude. EQS is a bear, man. That is big boy shit right there. I'm glad you figured it out. Is it working properly then? Like everything's working okay, or small, medium, abandoned camps? Did I fix those things? Let me just double check these real quick. Hold on. We're looking to see if these storage crates are spawning. Oh, I might have to set this up first. Hold on. Beach landing. Yeah, we should have seen something. Let's see here. Small crates. POI assets. Enemy camps. Starter resources. What the hell are these? Oh, so these are the actual POIs. That's right. Okay, so enemy camp, that's 1. Starter resources. Colony, deferred colonies unlocked, none. Okay. $19,000 times, and 256 of the item would be scanned once. Oh my god. Good lord. Oh, I think I remember you telling me about that. Yeah. You figured it out? It was pure luck? Well, what happened, man? How did you figure that out? I've had that happen where it's like you accidentally solve the problem and you're like, woof. Okay, we gotta fix the AI, right? Is that what we were doing? AI originally? There they are. Oh, these got jacked up. That's why. Small crates to... Oh, this is supposed to be small crates. This one's supposed to be abandoned camps. And this one's supposed to be medium. Yeah, those got jacked. I did something to the enum and it broke everything. Okay, now we should see crates. You have a ton of extra... Hey, let me know, man. I mean, shit. If you genuinely want me to explain something and like go over stuff, I'll teach you guys. I don't give a shit. You know, I get views out of it. It helps my my YouTube channel, and I'll make them. Yeah, like let me know. I just noticed something. So watch these enemies. Watch them like when they're aiming at me. You see how they like aim way up? I gotta tell them to not look like that. They're only supposed to move the gun, not the actual body. So I gotta fix that real quick. I'm looking for a damn loot chest. Here they are. Pathfinding was slow. Then I looked at the raised screen, turned on. Oh, turned green. Oh, okay, okay. Gotcha. Interesting. Well, I'm glad you figured it out, dude. Yeah, that sounds like one of those slippery ones. I did change the loot in this game, by the way. So like you can only pick one thing. It says like one available. So if you pick one thing, and then it will like recycle the rest. So you still get like recycle resources and XP, by the way. So it's not the end of the world if you find a loot chest and you don't get everything. You want a turd? No. Just dirt. Let's get some of that. There we go. So those are working. Looks like we fixed those now. And it looks like they're also all spawning within our radius circle of where they should be. So yeah, we're doing good. We're actually doing good here. We just gotta fix the AI. Dude, AI is so fucking annoying, bro. Like, I hate dealing with AI. I really do. It's like one of my biggest, like, most obnoxious things to have to deal with. Because it just never ends. It's like inventories. It just never ends. It's like, oh, they can move. That's great. It's not good enough. Let me fix it. You know? The game mode, the player would only spawn, not the ship. Fix the new game mode. The problem was the game mode. The player would only spawn, not the ship. Okay. Well, are you doing like a sequence of events? Like spawn the ship first, then spawn the player, then move the player to the ship and attach it? Like you should do it in that sequence. Make sure it's in the right order. Because like my game mode here does that. If I show you my sequence of events, like when I'm setting up missions, like, you know, get the colony map data, find all the players, figure out what all their masteries are, set up the difficulty score, figure out what the archetype mission is going to be, choose a mission. Like I just break it into sections, and just because there's a lot of code that goes into like startup code for the game, but it has to be in the right chronological order. And sometimes you have to put delays in there if they don't exist yet, blah, blah, blah. So, like, anytime you spawn something, there's a chance it's not there yet. So, collision, wall to open map. Oh, yeah. Use teleport so that they don't have collision sweeping. Otherwise, they'll hit stuff on the way through, too. So just choose teleport. If you're moving stuff, you know, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the enemy AI. The enemy AI, done with that for now. Let's close those. Okay. The enemy AI is in here. Let's see what we got here. Characters, enemies. Master enemy 2. Okay, and then we got creatures. I still gotta work on these big boys that I'm trying to bring in. Okay, so where is the tick? There it is. Okay. Check target insight range, set actor rotation. Okay, so we do not want to change. This is just the Z axis. We don't want to change the other ones. There we go. Let's fix that problem first. All right, so now the enemies should not move their whole body. It should just be the Z rotation aiming towards me, not the whole body when I jump up or down. Got a little bit of lag as per usual. Awesome, love it. I love the lag. So much fun. Yeah, see now they're just staying like aiming at me. That's better. Okay. Okay, let's get him to hunt me down now. That's the next thing. Oh, we gotta add sound effects too, don't we? When they shoot their weapons off. I just thought of that. Enemy shoot bullet. Probably have to put this inside of here, right? That's the main. Oh, that's a main game mode though. We'll just do it right here. Spawn sound at location. Let's make a thing here. We're gonna go laser shot, and we're gonna incorporate a little AI juice while we're at it. New folder, lasers. All right, these sounds might be loud, so just fair warning. All right, let's see what we get here. God, can I put this website in dark mode? It's like gonna give me a tan, dude. Good God. It's so bright. All right, what's this one? Yeah, that was loud. That sounds cool. All right. So this one's good. We got one good sound out of that. Let's do some more here. The other one sucked terribly. And then we're going to have to go into FL Studio here probably and do some mixing. You have a juicier sound for what it is? Yeah, I'm just picking random ones right now. Oh, there we go. That definitely sounds like a laser rifle. Sounds like someone dropping a pencil. What the fuck? Whoops. All right. A little distorted. That's good. That's a keeper. I can maybe work with that. Okay, let's get some more. We're just generating random ones right now. I use 11labs.io for my shit here. Close this. Okay. Nope. Nope. Maybe. Maybe. All right, let's get a few more. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, here comes the next set. Takes like 8 seconds to get like a new random a lot here. Nope. For now, download it. Why not? Maybe. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so we got some shit here. Let's mute all those. Let's go into our download folder, which is going to be over here. And grab all these fuckers. We're going to put them all in here. There we go. All right, let's get this screen out of my face. It's super bright. All right, here comes the party. Let's see what we got. Now we mastered them. Okay. These are all the different sounds that we have right now. I kind of like that one. That's not bad. That one's good. It's not too bad. We got some keepers in here. Let's start splitting them all up. For one-shot sound effects? Yeah, I know. I was looking for something that could like one-shot mix everything, and I could not find it. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, because like I don't want to have to like even mix these anymore. But to be fair, we do enhance them. So I'm gonna come over here to like track 1. And we're gonna add let's see, EQ, and then we're gonna add where is my, there it is, stereo enhancer. There we go. And this will really make it feel like it's full stereo. Add a little bit more. It's just the front one. I need to put this on 1 now, so we're gonna say click on you, click on this, and then we're gonna say assign. Let's see, where is that? Is it assigned to new audio tracks? Is that it? No. It's like somewhere in here. Welcome back to the party of trying to always remember a million different software programs, right? Channel routing. There we go. Route selected to this channel. Yes. Let's grab them all. No, I don't want to do that. Can I select more than one? There we go. Select them all. Right click. And we're going to do route. Fucking hell, where was that? Current route. Channels routed to this track. There we go. All right. And you can hear how it's like in both ears now. We'll go to our EQ. We can adjust this as well. This is why I usually have pretty good sound effects, because I actually like take the time to put them in once in a while and spice them up a little bit. Where's that kicker? Okay, so let's take one of these. Let's dice this up. That'd be good for a sniper shot, this one down here. Let's see, let's go like this. And you're down. It's not bad. I could deal with that. Let's cut this off here. Then we can curve that out. Yeah, that could work. That's not bad. Make that a little bit tighter. I kind of like that delay sound. Yeah, that's not bad. I like that. Okay, so that's one. We'll shrink that there. Yeah, this part's a kind of a pain in the ass. Whoops. Get out of here. Let's do shit. Dude, man, it's like you get so good at one software program and then you start to forget how to use the other ones. It's really annoying. Okay, let's try that. File, export, MP3. No, wave. I gotta do a wave. File, export, wave. We're gonna do this. I'm trying to remember where the hell everything is. Sound effects. Nope. There it is. Sound effects. Um, Jesus Christ, man. We'll just put them in here. Resources. Where the hell do I put these fuckers? Is it under my custom ones? Maybe it's under custom. There it is, custom. Good God, man. No, that doesn't look right either. Fuck. I don't remember. I don't remember where to put them. Projects, sound effects. It's not under here. Uh, I will just do weapons. Fuck it. Weapons, lasers. We'll call this laser shot one. And we want this to be the shit. Tail cut remainder. Leave remainder. Shit. It's not gonna take just my in and outs. I wonder if I should edit these inside my video editor. Maybe that would be easier. I wouldn't have as many audio tools though. That's the only problem. Um, okay. All right. All right. So what we'll do is we'll grab all of these. I'll copy those, delete those. We'll go to pattern two. Nope. Okay. Fine. We'll just do export, wave. Yay, we get to find our fucking folder again. That's cool. That's awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it. It was just under weapons, right? Weapons, lasers, laser shot one. Go. Okay. Get rid of you. Put you back in there. Yeah, this is annoying. This is probably one of the most annoying parts that I've had to deal with. Because like you can get all these sounds like brought in, but you still have to like change them, and it's not like really ready. You know what I mean? Like I can't just drop these in here. It's gonna be a disaster. Okay. Highlight. File. Export. Wave. Why would it remember where I was last time? I don't know. I don't know why Microsoft never wants to be nice and do anything that we ever want it to do. When was the last time it's ever done that? Weapons, lasers, laser shot 2. Okay, that thing is like nuts. I want to do all of them. Kind of sounds like a weird explosion. I'm not going with that one. It doesn't sound right. Okay. I feel like this needs to be faster or something. Um, I don't remember where all the shit is. Let's see. Time. Which one is time? This? Well, shit, Rick. Well, shit. I don't know. I don't remember where time is on this. It needs to be faster, like. I mean, I guess I could change this to like preset, replace time. Is there anything in here that's like time dilation? I know where it is in Adobe Premiere. Pitch shifter. Oh, we're not gonna do shit. Duration. Oh, that's kind of cool. All right, we'll just go with that. Fuck it. Gonna drive everybody nuts. Uh, I usually don't do sound effects on stream because it can be annoying. All right, let's grab all of these. Copy, delete, file, export. We're gonna do wave. Of course, we have to find our folder again. Weapons, lasers, laser shot 3. Even that got pitch delayed? That's weird. Okay, and then we'll put those back in. Ooh. Got some meat to it. It's got some sass. I kind of like it. Try to shrink that up a little bit faster. Little bit faster. Come on. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, let's grab all of these guys. Copy, delete. I have to export this as like an individual thing every freaking time, which is annoying. File, export. Wave file. There's probably definitely a better way to do this. This is not necessarily the best way to do all this crap, but whatever. Weapons, lasers, laser shot 4. Okay, get rid of you. paste the rest in. What do we got for this? Oh my god, let me grab. Why does that sound like ass? That needs something like this. Nope, not good enough. Is that even assigned to this thing? Holy shit, that sounds terrible. I guess it's connected. No, it's not connected. That's why. Okay. Um. Fuck. It's this one right here. Click on you. Right click. There it goes. Much better. It's not that bad. Getting back to what I was talking about earlier, though, if anybody is interested in playing Dune with us, I mean, we are playing, so we're on Discord. Just message me or hit me up or whatever. I was thinking of doing some streaming on Dune, but I don't know. I gotta like stay working on the game when I'm streaming, otherwise I'll get too sidetracked with doing the game and shit, and the other stuff. We gotta get rid of these. File, export, wave, projects, sound effects, weapons, lasers, laser shot 5. Okay, next one. That's a good one. It's not even controlled there yet. We gotta put it on this connection system here. That's pretty good. Not bad. Let's tone it down a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. Let's shorten it up a little bit. Okay. New file, export, wave. Weapons, lasers, laser shot 6. Okay. And then we'll put this last guy in. That sounds nasty. Kind of sounds like a release valve or something, like a pressure thing. You know what that'd be cool for actually is like an ability with a vehicle, like a special ability, like a booster. Kind of sounds like a boost, right? Um, doesn't really sound like a weapon. Well, shit. Let's break them down. Do 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 do. Come on, let me move. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, oh yeah, it does kind of sound like a energy sword. Yeah, you're right. I could use that as my new yeah, it does. You're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah, dude. Okay. Because I have one that I'm using right now, but I like this one better. So let's do sound effects. That's gonna be under weapons, and we'll call this for now energy sword open 2 because I have one already somewhere. And then we'll do this one as our final one. Actually ramp that in, turn it down, ramp that out, and we'll just call that swoosh or something for now. Export wave. Do. So many fucking folders to go through. Let's see. Weapons, lasers. Whoops. Weapons. We'll call this energy sword open 3 because it's kind of the same deal. Get me out of here. Okay, we're done with that. Holy shit. Music on. There we go. Let's go to our audio section. The audio department. Weapons. Damn it. Ten minutes later. Your cat bites into a new loaf of bread. That's hilarious. That's terrible, but it's hilarious at the same time. He's like, I kind of can't blame him. It's like a nice soft. It's like meat when you think about it, right? Like he's probably pretending it's like an animal. Like yeah. What an asshole. Yeah, you're gonna have to fix that stuff. That's for sure. Okay, we're gonna change these to strong because I need something that's different. One second. Strong. There we go. Grab all of you, put you in. Bada bing, bada boom, baby. Dry sounds and add the reverb yourself would be less work and more fitting. I could, but I like using FL because I have to cut them anyways, right? So if I didn't have to edit them, because like when I get them through AI and stuff, like there's noise at the end, they last 20 seconds long, you know what I mean? Like it's just a pain in the ass. And I can't really edit them inside Unreal Engine. Like I could, but then it starts to become more work the other way. So I just figure if I'm going to edit it in FL, I might as well juice them up in FL. So that's why. But yeah, you can do either or. Keep them dry, bring them in, juice them up in Unreal, or vice versa. So yeah, doesn't matter. Whatever works for you. And then you can use ambience. Yeah. Okay, so these are our sounds. Okay, not bad. I like them. And now we're just going to make a rotator out of these. We're going to say Q. And this is going to be strong laser shots. There we go. Like that. Audacity? Yeah, I've used it. I've used Audacity. It's good. Yeah. Yeah, Audacity is really good. Like I said, I mean, there's like a million different ways I could be doing that. I'm not like, this is the way to do it. You know, like the way I did it, I'm just like, whatever. But yes, there's a lot of different ways we could do it for that stuff. I'm not really sold on like a good audio system. I've gotten my assets figured out. So, wait, what am I doing? I need to do, what's that? That's going to be random. There we go. I've got my assets working really good. So I can bring in a brand new asset top to bottom and have it fully functional in the game in like 2 minutes, which is insane. But audio, I'm still kind of struggling with it a little bit, which is weird because that's like I'm good with audio in real life, but I kind of get carried away with wanting to mix them a little bit better. So, you know, is what it is. Yeah. Yeah, dry. Yeah. Well, I don't purchase any sound packs, but that's all AI. Those were made on the fly, by the way. For those who don't know, those are completely AI generated within 8 seconds. So there's no such thing as a. But yeah, if I could get it to be dry, I would. But you know, this thing doesn't like to listen to me that well. But yeah, see, like I was just using this site right here. So it's called 11labs.io, and you got to pay for it, but it's like super cheap. So yeah, you can just like generate any sounds you want. Yeah, like let's say I'll do a quick little example for you. Hold on, let's do a deep beast growling. Okay, so like you want like a beast that growls. Let's generate it. Takes about 8 seconds. You use it for your voiceovers? Yeah, they're pretty good for voiceovers. Yeah. A little expensive for voiceovers though. It gets pricey because like it generates a lot of time. It's based on time kind of. So here we go. Now we just typed in a beast growling and this is what we got. Too low quality. Inaudible. Too low quality. Too much like a vampire. So we would do it again, right? And you just keep you go through the system and you get like some really cool ones sometimes. So yeah, this is what I was talking about, guys. Like there's AI everywhere for you guys if you're indie. So if you pay for an AI program or if you have the rights to use it, some of them will let you use their stuff. You can use it. Like there's nothing against it. So I mean that's creepy, right? So maybe something in there, but yeah, you can like take this. Now you see why I gotta like bring them in and juice them up in FL because they're not usually the way I want them. Sometimes they come out great, and what you say makes a huge difference. I mean, I just threw in some random shit, but you know what you say can make a massive difference. So it's a whole thing. Thanks for the new follow, appreciate it. Yeah. That's called 11 Labs. I'll give you guys the link for those who don't know. That's the link right there. Yeah, they have sound effects, so you can do sound effects, voice changer, text to speech. You just pay. It's like $5. They give you like 1,000 time credits or some shit. So it's great for sound effects because who the fuck wants to work on that on your own? You know what I mean? Like get your stuff done as fast as possible. If it sounds good, it sounds good. If it sounds like shit, don't use it. Don't fall for the bad stuff. So once we're done adding our super wave here, it's going to rotate randomly between all those different laser shots we made. And then it's going to modulate within a frequency between 0.70 and 1.25 is usually pretty good, with a volume of 0.75 to 1. I don't like going over 1. And then all we got to do is just assign it a class. So this is going to be for sound effects, our sound effects board, and we're done. So now this sound right here, if we play it, every time I hit play now, it's going to play a different random laser sound. I'm not going to go with laser shot 3. Demoted. You're fired. I don't like Laser Shot 3. I think it's too weird. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. All right, so that can be anything now. So now I can just grab that and I can say, you know what? Play Laser Shot. Laser Shots. Boom, done. And it's going to be at get actor location. And we're just going to say right from there. And then we can add attenuation. I could probably turn it up a little bit. And if we want to do, we could do a pitch thing, but we probably don't need to because it's all going to be randomized inside our sound effect. And then we can say attenuation. This will be item in world. So now when these guys shoot a shot at me, there should technically be a sound that sounds like a laser shot. So let's see if we got it. Probably won't work, but it will work, but it might be like really quiet. So I don't know. I have all my sounds, like I start kind of like mid to low, and then I raise them from there instead of like having blasting sounds everywhere. There we go. See? They're jacking me up. If I get further away. So it's not too bad. We're just kind of messing around. I'll probably change that around a little bit, but it's not too bad. So. Yeah. We can change it. We can fuck around with that. I mean, we could start getting into like detail problems. But this is just like a first pass. I agree. It's a little weird. I think it's this one that's causing problems, and 5. Yeah, it's 5 and 1 that are causing issues, I think. Now they should all be solo shots. Six is sounding a little odd. Maybe we'll pull that one out. It's not too bad. And then we can change the modularity to be a little bit deeper, like maybe like 0.5 to like 1.5. That's a little bit better. We'll go with that for now. Notice how they're like in sync? I gotta add randomizers to their targeting sequence because they're like always synced up on the same timer. That's right here. Okay, they should be different now. Like, they should shoot at different reload times, not like the same tick every time. Maybe. Damn, they're still in sync. I think it's because their scanner's in the same thing. Yeah, it's because their scanner's rescanning every time. I hate AI so much. or at least trying to program it. Might be this one right here. Random float in range. It's this is minimum, and it's this plus random float in range 0 to 1.5. Car engine sounds, you can duplicate the sounds in FL, split them with haircut and low cut. Oh, high cut. Yeah. Tonal part and then bass frequency. Yeah. You're talking like mixing. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, see, I haven't like really messed with Unreal's like sound stuff too much. I did the meta sounds and it was terrible. I had like a terrible experience with it. Like it kept like glitching and stuff and tearing, and I was like, eh. So I've just been using like the regular one, but there's still a lot that I want to mess with. Yeah, for sure. And they're still synced up. I don't know where the hell that's coming from. Let's turn this into a function. We're gonna call this attack delay. Okay, so then I can just put attack delays on everything like that. I don't have to keep doing this same math every time, because there's different variant versions here. Attack delay. Attack delay. Yeah, the detail stuff. I wish I was in the detail phase. I wish, dude. I freaking wish, man. That's the fun part when you get to actually like do that stuff. But right now, it's like, whoops. You know, just trying to make things work, basically. I'm in the make things work phase, which is not necessarily the fun phase. So this is the main attack section here. I mean, we're basically saying to like delay that shit. I wonder if I can do. See, the problem here is that he's gonna scan. I'm using a processor technique where right here, like we're always scanning every second or every few seconds, whatever. Where is it? Oh my god. Delayed setups. Here we go. Delayed startup events. That's fine. That's something different. Yeah, so timed events are being set to every second. And then our processor's every 3 seconds. And the processor is right here. So every 3 seconds, this thing like does like a fresh cycle. It's the same thing as how you use behavior trees. It's just in blueprint form, basically. So like, basically like in behavior trees, yeah, it's the same thing. It's just, it's different. We're just like, we have a timer that goes off that basically decides like how fast we should update our behavior tree, and then it's deciding like when we should choose a different behavior if something changes. But I do not like the behavior trees. It was confusing. It's totally random, and like, I don't know. I kind of like doing the blueprints because I feel like I have more control. I'm probably gonna have to add like random movements to them so they can actually like move around more, or like they get hit, they'll like move. So we could say like AI move 2. I could do like I could make like a side chain for like extra movement on the AI. It'd be like, hey, you've been hit, move. I could really piss the players off. I could be like, every time that you hit them with a crosshair, they move. Another question: why is the landscape in your level so flat? This is just a test map. Yeah, this is just a test map. This is not an actual. Yeah, this is just like a. Think of it as like a dev playground, like a little sandbox. So this is for me to like test, like, you know, like I have all my assets laid out that I want to experiment with for testing. Yeah, the crosshair thing. I know. Could you imagine? Just be like, every time you aim at them, they keep moving away. Like, nope, nope. Oh man, that would piss me off. It would piss me off. We should add vehicle damage so I can run them over. For all the little bastards over here. I love doing vehicle chaos stuff in games. Oh shit. You see that like collision problem? Like, why am I not looking at him right now? I'm looking right at him. Why is he off on the right side? Okay, there's something wrong with the location on these little bastards. I have to change them. I think I might know what it is. Let's close our audio stuff down. Characters. Commanders. Enemies. Humanoids. Yeah, I can make that happen. Sure. They don't right now, but I can make that happen. Yeah. I can make them like ragdoll or take damage, and right now everything's set to like ragdoll. Here's our problem, I think. I can have them set to ragdoll if they're dead. No, that's just the Z axis. That should. And now they're gonna float. We gotta bring that back down. I don't know why I'm hitting them on the right side. And see how that's like jacked up? We might have to change the skeleton. There might be a problem with the skeleton. Let's see what we got here. Edit skeleton. Oh, that's right. I shouldn't have to edit that. Actually, I don't want to touch that because that could be dangerous. Cancel. The problem right now is when I aim at an enemy with my crosshair, it's not turning green. So if I aim like here, it turns green. So for some reason, these guys are like not... It's not colliding correctly. The collisions are off. Something's not correct. So here we go. There's our issue. All right, now we got it. Let's try to figure out where the problem was. And clearly, this looks like an issue. Okay, let's try this. Let's do undo. What is this that I'm looking at? This is the enemy physics asset. Okay. Regenerate bodies. There we go. Because these are what determine whether or not you hit something, basically. Let's do boxes. Well, actually, spheres are better, right? Spheres are very optimized. All right, let's try that. So yeah, I was like trying to aim at them and it wasn't there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that players don't even know exist. But like basically, when you aim at something, you're shooting a laser pointer. And that laser pointer only looks at certain things that you're allowed to look at. See how now it's lighting up when I look right at them. Like that's what you want. Oh, that's still acting weird though. Yeah, that's kind of weird. See how it turns on right there? Why is it green there? So it's green on him, but not on the left side. It's like off. I just got wrecked. What are you thinking? Decided geometry. I'm gonna check and make sure that their collisions are all set up correctly. Hang on. See, technically it's an outfit, so let's see. It's got no collision, which is fine. The mesh itself has no collision. That's fine. Well, it's got collision enemy, but that's fine. Oh, you know what? Let's set this to collision enemy, actually. Enemy. And we're gonna do. Hang on, let me just set this up real fast because we're using an outfit instead of a body, so maybe that's the problem. Enemy, overlap, and then right, left, middle, right. Left, middle, right. Okay. The weapon should have no collision. Yep, that's good. Meta head, no collision. Well, so the line trace is coming from the screen. It's coming from the middle of the screen, and it's ignoring our character. That is a problem sometimes where like your trace will like hit yourself and like not work correctly, but I know that trace is correct because we've done tests already. So we have it set up so that the line trace it shoots from the center of the screen to where the character's pointing, kind of. It's like a hybrid trigonometry thing, and it will automatically ignore the character. But the camera does not, because you want your camera to like actually focus on your character. So there's two different line traces going on there. So the camera, like when I get really close, you'll see that she's in perfect focus, right? Like I can see everything really clear because we're actually using a CinCam, which is a cinematic camera. So I can actually see everything really well, and it blurs the background. You see how the background's blurred, but if I pull off a little bit, it snaps back, so now I can see everything okay. It's like a soft little detail that some games don't even bother doing because it takes a lot of work. Like you got to have the camera basically be in a manual focus power position and know exactly what it's supposed to be able to hit and what it shouldn't hit. So I coded that a while back, but the problem is, yeah, when we switch to our weapon now, so wherever this crosshair is, if you notice what happens with the camera really carefully, this is another slick little trick. So when I put the weapon away, the camera slides back behind the character, right? But when I pull the weapon out, it kind of slides us off to the right automatically. So we already have like that like off position, and then like we can aim. I'll use like a scope for aiming and stuff, but the character's always kind of out of the way, which helps. And then when it comes to like shooting, this line trace is a weapon trace, and it specifically only looks for enemies. It doesn't give a shit about anything else. I mean, it can hit like this can block our line trace, like a laser pointer. But it looks for enemies. Like we just got to hit right there, right? So we can see them. But so it knows to shoot through foliage because foliage doesn't count as a visible block. So we can see them pretty good now. Let's see if this helps. I'm still getting that weird. I don't know what that's all about. It's kind of weird. Because like it's supposed to hit this, this big bubble. That's what it's supposed to hit. Unless there's an offset. Could be an offset problem. Yeah, because we're set to generate hits. Oh, hold on. Let me turn those on, just in case. Yeah, there's like two different modes for our enemy characters. There's metahuman mode, which means they're using like a physical body. And then there's use outfit mode, which is we hide the body and we replace it with a different skeleton. There's like all these little tricks that I've been doing to try to make it more clean. Let's see if this works better. We gotta have our line traces work because that's actually how our damage is working. So if you don't have a line trace hit, then you don't count. Right. Yeah, it's not the camera though. The camera's true. So if the camera crosshair, whatever the camera crosshair says, is accurate, because you're just moving the camera, but it's still shooting the same trace. Like if you see the center screen, that's where the trace is. It's just there's something going on with this guy. They're offset somehow, and I don't know why or where. So we're trying to figure that out. You see how like, see, here's the giveaway. If we look at the enemy, well, now it looks normal. So look, he looks normal here, right? Like in the picture. But if we look at the actual main enemy with the demo that we're using, well, see, now it looks different. I don't know what it is then. Yeah, see, he's at 000, so I don't know why. Like we're all normal here. I was thinking originally that like the outfit was like, you know, like over here or something, like it wasn't synced up to the 000, but that's not the case. So I don't know. I don't know why it's doing that. The mesh is offset, but it's offset like this is attached to the mesh, even if it's invisible, which it is. Yeah. Well, the weird thing is we're supposed to hit this thing right here. Like we're supposed to hit this cone no matter what. And even if we hit the cone, it shouldn't matter. So that's kind of why I'm like, or the capsule or whatever. Kind of confused. I mean, I could see how like we could maybe be hitting the character sometimes, but I mean that cone is pretty big. Make it a little wider just for shits. Yeah. Yeah, it can be tricky with like what's attached to what. because this will inherit from here sometimes, depending on how you have it set up. We are overriding a lot of our stuff though in our code. Fucking good lord, I had a lot of things in here. So yeah, like we're overriding a lot of that stuff because we're saying, you know, set up our animations, set up our weapons, set up this, set up that. You know, so we're doing everything that's should be right. Stats, leash, sight. I don't know. I do not know. Let me try turning all these collisions off real quick. Because these shouldn't have to even be on. We should not need these on at all. We might need this one on later for physics if it's like a ragdoll, but I don't know. Play. I don't think I have this set up yet. And I don't have death sequence set up yet. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure it out, man. I don't know why it's doing that, man. There's something wrong with their hitbox. Yeah, I'll have to. What I'll do is I'll just have to check my tracer. Because it's either coming from my character that's not accepting something correctly, which is where this trace is, or it's not coming from the confirmation side of things. So I need to get down and dirty with it. Alright, so if we're using a weapon that's up here, see, we do like separate traces for each type of system that we're using. So this is all we care about. Does it have a tag that says enemy, yes or no? So, clearly something's not right. Like, it thinks we're not hitting anything. We're using the visibility line trace. Actually, that's not correct. We're supposed to be using the aim trace, not the visibility trace. That's one mistake I just caught. Yeah, so that should have been aim. I don't see that. I don't think that's going to fix the problem. I think it's just something else, but we'll see. Oh, you like it? Thanks. I made it. I made it in FL Studio. All right, so here we go. Yeah, same problem. Let me see what's going on here real quick. I know, it's like a damn raven here. I love it. I need it to like stay awake. It's so brutal. So it thinks we have a valid target. Oh, you know what? Hold on. We're not setting our valid target if it's not valid, are we? Wait, why is that not going to not valid though? Oh, okay, there it goes. Now it's switched. So on, off. Come on, off. Does that only update when I hit something different? On. Oh. Okay. Okay, because we're running a confirmation trace, and the confirmation trace isn't working, so that's why it's denying it. So that's fine. That's so you can't cheat. Like you target something, and then you'd look away and shoot, and you'd still hit them if you didn't have a confirmation trace. So we're doing an initial trace to say, are we hitting the right target? And then we're doing a confirmation trace when we actually fire the weapon. But I'm still having that weird collision problem, so I'll have to figure that out. It's almost like it's like sideways. There's nothing there when I look at it this way. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure it out. My brain's fried, bro. My brain's fried. This happens. Once I get to like 4 to 6 hours, I'm just like face plant, you know what I mean? We fixed the harvesting system. I got it so that, I don't know if you guys saw this from earlier, but I can like manually place like little goodies in the maps now. And I can set this to like bones, which means it'll randomly choose what kind of like random bone it should be. It's always going to be random. It'll also give you a random resource when you harvest it. And then the second thing is I can change it to salvage, and it will be a random piece of salvage equipment. So that's pretty cool. We also made it so it could be exotic material, which you can't see right now, but that's like an exotic like particle for energy. You can do a resource pile, and it will change between different resource piles, which are, there's just 2 right now. So kind of cool. So I can like set up like random stuff manually, or I can have the map set it up randomly, or I can do it on my own. But either way, we added that as new features, so that'll help with our harvestables to make things a little bit more flexible. So, is it sideways to the other direction? I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. No, it shouldn't be that, because the line trace is coming from the center of the screen, so it doesn't really matter if we're moving. Like, we're just moving the camera. We're not moving the line trace, if that makes any sense. It's just we're making sure that the character's out of the way from the point of our origin. So we're kind of like changing, like, you know what I mean? Because like the line trace is always here, and the character, it's like illusion, and it's pushing the character out of the way technically. So like the line trace is always shooting straight from the camera point of view, but we're just sliding the camera out of the way, so it's like it's still shooting from the camera. Yeah. So it's not like it's shooting from the character or something like that. Yeah. So we're always true. Like our point of origin is always true from the center of our screen, no matter what kind of resolution we have. So yeah, that's a tricky one. But anyways, all right. So I will look into maybe doing a tutorial on YouTube, because I'm adding more of those in there. If you guys haven't checked it out, it's Elemental Legion on YouTube. I'll probably be doing a tutorial pretty soon on like some of the fun stuff. Like, for example, I got to do one on the what were we talking about? You guys wanted meta humans, so I might do one on meta, getting meta humans started and set up, and then I might do one on I think coming up next. What am I doing next? Yeah, so I did pipelines. I did introduction. Oh, I was going to do master materials next. I was going to talk about master materials, how to set up like your actual good parent materials, so that things are set for like your landscape, and things are set for all your items in your game, basically. And I was going to show people how to get those things started. So that might be my next one. I did write down meta-human setup, so I'll bring that up here. Yeah. Without starter content, third-person startup. Yeah, that's going to be called UE probably like pawn character setup. So like custom character setup, maybe something like that. But that's gonna probably have to come at or around the same time as MetaHuman, because those two things are kind of tied at the hip. Because if you want to use a MetaHuman as your main character, then you want to know how to use MetaHumans. So yeah, you can use both of those. Like my character is like pretty much brand new. Like this character does not use like anything to do. It has nothing to do with like the enemies and everything. Like these are not, there's no avatar in here. There's no there's no starter content. Like this is all original from the ground up. So they're not hard. Like they give you a character blueprint, which gives you the basic like character movement mods and stuff, components. But yeah, it can be tricky. It can be tricky. So yeah, we'll get into them. We'll get into them. It's gonna take some time because I got to keep going through. It just takes time. I got to record them and then I got to edit them and blah blah blah. But we're gonna get through all these, and there's plenty more I'm gonna be adding. I don't know how much of these I'll do. Optimization is probably gonna come last, but that's gonna be loaded as fuck because there's just a bunch of shit to talk about with optimization. Multiplayer versus single player is gonna be a good one because a lot of players out there hear how to do things and they're the wrong way to do things. They also hear how to do things for multiplayer, but they don't need to do it because it's for single player, or vice versa. They think it's the right way because it's single player, but they want to be multiplayer, so they're actually doing it the wrong way. So this is going to be a good one too. I'll try to talk about the differences between like what they are, why you should use them, if you need to use them, where things should be stored, where things go, and stuff like that. So, all right, guys, are we good? Everyone's doing all right. I think that's all I got for today, guys. So again, make sure you check me out on YouTube there because we'll be adding more of those if you're interested. If you like my music, you can always check me out on Spotify. There I am. And I will catch you guys later. Oh, and if anyone has any interest in just playing games with me like normal, I have a few people that I roll with. We're playing Dune, so feel free to hit me on Discord or something. So is what it is. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'll try to be on again the next few days here. I do have family visiting, so I'm kind of like on and off a little bit this week. But all right, that's all I got, guys. You guys have a lovely night. Enjoy yourselves, and I will catch you guys later. All right, peace out, guys.